Inserting objects such as Autoshapes. Excel allows you to work with three major types of non-regular image or photo-based objects. Freeform drawings, as you saw when we created one form of diagram, which you can do from the Autoshape toolbar or by going down here and selecting Autoshapes. And we'll be showing you the Autoshape toolbar in a moment. And you can also create lines and arrows from the drawing toolbar. And please refer back to the earlier tutorial in this chapter on adding diagrams for some information on adding lines and arrows and freeform style artwork. Understand, too, that Autoshapes is a collection of common shapes that you can quickly add and customize to a document like a worksheet. There are two quick ways to choose and insert one. First, you can point to the location where you want to insert a shape, such as here. Then you can either open the Insert menu, select Picture, and choose Autoshapes. Here's the Autoshape toolbar. Or you can go down to the Drawing toolbar, look for Autoshapes, click the drop-down arrow, and then you have your selections. You go to Lines, and you'll see the lines you have available. Connectors, you can just choose one here. Basic shapes, even a happy face or a lightning bolt. Block arrows, flowcharts, stars and banners, callouts, and if you select more Autoshapes, you'll see a clip art task pane open on the right, and it will show you some more Autoshape images that you can use for the purpose. Now in a moment I'll show you about adding the Autoshape itself, but let's look at the Autoshape toolbar. Here it's basically following the same things you saw before with choosing Autoshapes. Lines, connectors, basic shapes, block arrows, flowcharts, stars and banners, callouts, more Autoshapes. Let's close the clip art window, and just using the Autoshapes toolbar here, let me just draw some sort of a quick Autoshape here so that you can understand how it works with. Let's go to Basic Shapes, and let's choose something like just a basic square here. Now we're going to see our cursor has turned into a crossbar. Now we're going to point on the screen where we want to start drawing the Autoshape, and we're just going to draw it into place like this. We could bring it back small, we could take it upward, but just draw it and drop it into place. Now there are a number of things we can do with this now. We can fill in the color of this box. For example, maybe we want to fill it so that it's a dark reddish brown. We can go here and add a text box. So we'll open a text box here, and then we'll type in text. We'll want that text centered. Maybe we want it to be a little bit smaller. Maybe we want to go down to the middle and make it bold. If you notice, I'm using the same formatting that I would for other things. And I might say, Mr. Casella's gradebook. So you can do these sorts of things. So familiarize yourself with the drawing toolbar because it will allow you to do various things here. I could also change the color of this particular font used by selecting it here and then going up here and selecting a different font color. So for example, maybe I want a deep blue. So there are various things you can do. You can even fill in the color of the text box, for example. Go down here and you could maybe change the text box color depending on what you want to. However, when you see it grayed out here, you cannot change the text box, but you can experiment. You can also add shading. So for example, if you wanted to try to add a 3D or shadow effect to this, maybe I would change it so there's a slight shading added to the text, or maybe a full 3D style. Go here and select that. So notice that the actual 3D effect has been added to this. It doesn't exactly look good with the way the text is oriented, but we could always adjust that later. So for example, we could also click on this, click 3D effect, and choose the same basic approach and then work with it until we find something that works. That's kind of interesting. So just experiment with it and see what you like from it. Remember, experimentation is the only way you're going to get good at this. Also, when it's time to remove an Autoshape or you've decided you just can't stand the Autoshape that you've worked on or created, just point to it and click delete and it will disappear. However, I'm not going to make it disappear yet because I want to show you one more thing, and that's how to resize the Autoshape. You can at any time make it larger. You can make it smaller. You can bring in the edges. There are many modifications you can do. So customize at will and enjoy and get a feel of what you can accomplish.